Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Casey and I talk about all things smelling good and feeling good. Today I wanted to talk about some of my oldies but goodies. I feel like sometimes the fragrance community is always moving so rapidly fast, right? There's new DNAs, new fragrances, new inspirations, whatever you call it, and it's so hard to not fall into the hype. Actually, I find myself trying not to fall through the hype. I've been on a no buy for something like 3 months, so I've been really picky, and you can believe my wish list is growing really long. But actually this week I've been thinking a lot about one of the fragrances that is going very low, and I never thought I would say that I want to repurchase. By the way, I do not have any duplicates in my fragrance collection. I have one of each. Sometimes I do feel like buying another one, but I really am trying to spend a little bit more time getting to know those fragrances, appreciate them, but also grow my collection intentionally. So the perfume that actually inspired this video today was a fragrance I have here, which is Nebras. This is a fragrance which was one of the first perfumes I got in my collection. This is by Lattafa, and I remember when I got it, it had been summer, it hadn't completely macerated. I didn't really know what that was actually at the time, and so I remember I wore it on holiday, and all I could think about was that this smells like a black melanated girl or a brown melanated girl. There's just something about it that smells like cocoa butter, chocolates, and berries in the best way. Now, this is supposed to be taking inspiration from Billie Eilish, from Eilish, Eilish by Billie Eilish, I think it is, the gold bottle, and gold bronze bottle, whichever. And I really thought the first year of this fragrance in my collection, I think this is coming up about 3 years in my collection, or 2.5. I remember the first year this was in my collection, I loved it, but I didn't love it that much. Quite honestly, I didn't feel different. Like, yes, it smelled like a beautiful melanated cocoa butter girl, but I just didn't see myself pulling for it often. And I didn't get that feeling when I put it on. Now, I do not know whether it's macerated or my nose has grown and my taste is changing, because that's part of the journey, isn't it? But oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh, this is a very beautiful fragrance. There's something about it that just now smells like this whipped cream or this whipped cocoa butter type smell with chocolate. Like, even though it's more like coca, it really smells like the coca that you have in like hot chocolate, you know, that's kind of sugared. And there is like a caramelly touch to this. Lately, I've been loving, this has been my favorite order from Yuli's here, has been their marshmallow hot chocolate, and this is exactly what it makes me feel like. This is, I think it feels like it's somewhere down here when I shake it, which I'm surprised I've worn it that much, but lately this is growing on me, and this is definitely a fragrance I would repurchase. Now, I don't know if this DNA has been redone and it is better performing or better, you know, better smoothness or whatever it is, but I would be open to having a look on what those fragrances are, but I feel like this is tried and tested. I love the bottle, I love the smell, and even more, I love this fragrance. So to my surprise, I do love this, and I definitely will be repurchasing. Now, on to other fragrances that I definitely are on my repurchase list, inspired by the queen herself, is actually another fragrance I didn't expect would be on this list was Amethyst. Now, I have been playing around being like, would I not? This bottle is nowhere near being finished, and that is because actually I don't wear it as much, but even more, I have a collection so big now, and it's so potent that there is no reason to like go down this fragrance as much as I have. I think it has been maybe 1.5 2 years in my collection as well, but I have to say, this is one of my favorite DNAs. It reminds me of so many holidays that I took. It reminds me, and you know, a lot of people say that this fragrance is purely for winter time or fall, but I dare say you can wear this in the summer, and I have. Most of my memories in this has been in sunny weather, hot weather, and I just, oh, this reminds me so much of good memories. There is some fragrances that I have tried to make holiday fragrances and to bring me back to those times, and they've just never hit the mark. I think I've had only 2 fragrances that have really, really made core memories for me, and this is one of them. And the other one would be Qaid Al Farsan, the black one, and I actually got rid of it, I think maybe 3 weeks after I got back from that holiday, not knowing what place that perfume would have in my heart. But that definitely is also on my repurchase list. I gave it away, and now, though, when I buy it, I will be looking for something that is sweeter in that DNA. Now, so the light is going very, very funny. But anyway, this is a fragrance that I've been humming and hawing only because I feel like it could be better, right? I feel like it could be better blended. It could be less metallic. I think the metallic note is one of my favorite things about this fragrance, but it just lacks that beautiful smoothness and refinement. Now, I have been on a search for a fragrance that does exactly what this is. For a long time, a lot of people thought this was an inspiration of Initio Atomic Rose. It's not. Some people thought it was something like Rosie's Vanille. It's not. It's not any of those fragrances. I think the closest I can say this fragrance is Badee Al Oud for Glory, but with jammy sweet rose and a metallic touch, which, you know, that DNA is so well known, Oud for Greatness, but I feel like the fact that what really makes this fragrance is the fact that it's taking on a DNA of that, but it doesn't have the smoothness, it doesn't have it just has this jagged edge and this mysterious touch. So I feel like even if it was going to be super well blended and it was done right, I just feel like they have to do the balance right. I want the metallic touch there, but toned down. I don't want it so smooth that it doesn't feel like it's, you know, has a bite in it, because I feel like this is one of my favorite parts of this fragrance. But it is one of those fragrances that I'm definitely going to take a while to finish, but even more, I will continuously look for a good inspiration, a good take on that DNA that does a perfect touch. Now, if you know anything that you think I might love that's somewhere like this, I'll be more than happy to try it and come back and report it. So please leave your comments. I really do appreciate that. Okay, the next fragrance that is on my definitely repurchase list is this. Now, I am a little bit hesitant adding some of these here because they actually are not dented enough for me to fully say, okay, I will repurchase. But I don't know, guys. You guys know I bought this for my 25th birthday or 26th birthday. I bought it for €40, but now it's going for €23, which I think is an insane steal. I think that steal is as insane as Majal Shaitan. And like, it just doesn't, it boggles my mind that the fragrances that are so niche quality are €20. Like, I don't understand, but I'm not gonna fight it. But this is one of my favorite fragrances. I feel like I'm so picky with this fragrance because I just almost don't want to taint it. I do have multiple takes on this particular DNA, which is more so like the Montal fragrance. What is a Montal fragrance? Almost like a touch of rose musk, but also with a touch of the intense cafe DNA. Which is beautiful. There is not much of that cafe, but it's something about the delicate rose. Now, I also have Deluxe. I also have tried a more Oud, what is it? Mysterious Rose? No, not Mysterious Rose, a more Oud something rose. This is one of Fumi Monet's favorite fragrances. But anyways, I did try that, which also turned out to be quite close to this, though they say it has a chocolatey touch. It wasn't chocolatey enough for me to say, okay, there is a need for this fragrance. And actually, I was really pissed off because it was broken when I got it, so I had to send it back. But my point is, this is a DNA that has been redone and redone, and I just haven't had something that's so quality and money's worth. A friend of mine asked for a fragrance that really reminded her of pink roses and peonies, and fresh and dewy ones, and this is exactly what this is. I love this. Even it reminds me of A La Rose by MFK. These, as you can tell, like, all these DNAs have been done by really big houses, but the fact that I love this the most and I haven't wanted to replace it with a 200, I mean, it's not about the price tag with this fragrance, actually. I feel like if it was 50 euro, 60 euro, 100 euro, I would 100% pay for it. If it was 150, I would 100% pay for it. The 20 euro just makes it that much better. Anyways, my point is, I'm yapping and yapping and yapping, but this is one of my definite repurchases in my fragrance collection. I just don't buy it because I have the other ones that I feel like I need to finish, but sometimes I kind of wish I'd never bought them and I bought this and just kept to it instead. Okay, another fragrance that I'm a little bit hesitant to put on this list because I haven't used it quite a lot because I savor it too much is actually L'Aventure Femme by Al Haramain. This is supposed to be a take on Creed Adventures for Women, and this fragrance is beautiful. There is never a time that I don't smell, like spray this fragrance and I don't feel something that is so out of body experience good. Like, it's just so beautiful. And I can't think of a person who smells this and doesn't love it. This has been smelled by my mom, who I thought wouldn't really particularly like this DNA. She doesn't really love citrusy fragrances. She doesn't really love, but there's just something about it that's so unisex, so beautiful, a little bit floral, but like not even, you know, overpowering florals. It even smells like it has some yellow florals, which are some of my favorites. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful. I only hesitate putting this in this list because I haven't worn it enough for me to have the full experience of this fragrance and say, okay, I'll definitely, once this bottle is finished, I will repurchase. And that's the only way I'm most likely going to repurchase a lot of my fragrances. So maybe my taste might change, or maybe I might find that the DNA is tainted by some bad memory, God forbid. But to me, this is a fragrance I definitely want to wear more of. I feel like I don't wear more of it just because the weather here does not actually allow for, you know, such a sunny type of fragrance. I feel like I really want to make this like a good holiday memory, but I also want to make it a season because it's so overpowering. So I won't finish this in a holiday. There is no chance. And the type of holidays that I kind of associate this would be sunny, Greece by the sea, you know, something Mediterranean. Now, I talk as if I am planning a holiday there. I'm not, but I'm just telling you how I feel about this fragrance. This fragrance is a definite love for me. Okay. Another fragrance. Now, I hesitate to add this here too, and I never thought I would say this about this fragrance. It actually pains me to say that I've been on the edge. Now, this is a fragrance that has a bit of a dent in it. Now, I don't know if you can see, but the dent is somewhere here, which is almost like maybe halfway through the bottle. That has been done through decants, through giving it, you know, giving my sister some of this, because I really do feel like I'm not too attached to this fragrance because I could repurchase it. It's not as expensive as it was when it hit the market, but I don't know. The only reason I hesitate to put this fragrance in this video at all is because lately I've been finding I get like 4 to 6 hours wear with this, which is not at all what I experienced at the beginning of the wear of this fragrance when I first bought it. I would easily get 12 hours the next day. Now, I don't know if I'm going nose blind, or maybe the juice has been leaking. I mean, it hasn't really been leaking at all. So I don't know what's happening with this fragrance, but I love it. I love this fragrance. There has never been an Herbapura DNA that has literally, more so Kirke actually, but I haven't had a fragrance that does what this does. So creamy, so juicy, so wearable, so memorable, so cozy. This is one of those fragrances that could be, I would want to say it could be a signature fragrance, but it can't because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful and deserves to be savored. But so I do wear this quite often, but I just question the fact that it's beast mode anymore. I'll be curious, are you having the same experience with this fragrance? Is it just me? Am I nose blind? Or what's happening here? I'm very curious. But yes, this would definitely be on my repurchase list. I also think the other reason why I insisted on mentioning it here as well is because I do feel like I would repurchase this, because I haven't seen another DNA that does what exactly this does, even more powerful, and don't feel like it could be any better blended than it already is, which says a lot, and for the bang for the buck is crazy. So that's why I insisted to have it here. I'm having a weird experience with it at this moment. Now, this is a fragrance in my collection. Oh my God, this is a classic. I can't imagine my collection without this fragrance. I can't imagine my fragrance without this perfume. My sister has worn it. I've bought her a bottle. Like, this is one of her favorite fragrances in her collection, easy. And there's a reason for it. There is a reason for it. It's beautiful, it's rose, this is as iconic as Arabian's Tonka. Now, yes, when I say I would repurchase this fragrance, it's for the beast mode, it's for, I don't know, for like just the bottle, the memories that this bottle has held, just, it holds such a dear place in my heart. Now, it's not even near the dent where it needs to be. There are some fragrances that I'm like, okay, like maybe I should stop being so in the moment or so attached to this bottle and try out more fragrances that are, you know, in this DNA and taking inspiration from this DNA. But I still find myself hesitant, but I will get some samples and I'll come back and let you know. I have a couple of perfumes that are on my mind. For example, Oud Saffron by Orientica. If I'm gonna get that bottle, it probably will be the 200 ml. I think I found it for something affordable. Or I think I saw the Swiss Arabian Oud 01 or Oud 07, which I heard is quite close to that. Now, I will probably get samples of both those fragrances first before I go and make the big purchase, because also this bottle, even though I've shared it, even though all this kind of stuff, this bottle is still up here because it's beast mode. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Like, even some people say, okay, like you can't wear it in summertime, but I'm sorry. It's not gonna offend anyone. I haven't had anyone be offended. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, this is one of those fragrances that could be easy signature worthy. In fact, my sister did make it a signature fragrance. And I feel like because of that, every time I smell this perfume, I think of her, just because of how much I love it. Now, that also made me realize my sister is always begging to get more decants for my collection, but maybe I should buy her something else. She is an oud lover, she is a rose lover, she is an amber lover, but she doesn't really love her florals. She does love things that are sweet, but a little bit dense. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think a good affordable fragrance for her would be? Something signature worthy, but something that leaves a statement and has a really good sillage. We want people to turn around and be like, who is that girl? Every time she walks by. So let me know and I will get some samples for her, and maybe I can actually have her on the channel and leave her thoughts of what she thought about those fragrances. So yes, okay, on to the next fragrance. This is another beloved in my collection. This is Club de Nuit Intense. Yes, Club de Nuit Intense by Armaf. Now, this is a fragrance that suddenly people have forgotten about, and I just question their judgment on that. I did have it as a 30 ml at some point. I really, really loved it, and I gifted it away to my friend. And she wore it. The sillage on it was insane. But this is my higher power fragrance. I honestly don't wear it as much as I should. But again, kind of like Amethyst, it really holds some dear memories to my heart. I feel like, it makes me a little bit emotional. It's crazy how fragrances do this to you. But when I first got this fragrance, if you remember, like I used to speak a lot about how this fragrance really was my higher power fragrance. So when I went to do something that felt so out of my league and so out of my control and so out of touch for me, that just like future me would do, but me now couldn't. This was the fragrance I wore. This was the fragrance I wore for confidence, for locking in, for making the big decisions. And I'm like, it makes me very teary because I feel like this fragrance has somehow outgrown that. So actually having this video has made me realize maybe it's time to wear this fragrance a lot more now. Maybe I am her now. And I'd be also interested to hear your thoughts on what you think my next higher power fragrance should be. I would really, really love and appreciate that. Okay, yeah, I'll leave that to you. Now let's go on to another Erba Pura DNA. Now this is a fragrance I really wanted to hate. I really, really wanted to hate. And this is definitely getting repurchased. Like, it's not even down that much, but I don't really do signature fragrances at all. Yeah, I'm looking at my collection and I'm like, I don't do signature fragrances because honestly, I layer fragrances a lot, especially this year, but even more, like, I feel like every fragrance has its time and day and outfit and weather. And so I really go with my feelings a lot. So I don't do signature, but this is probably the closest thing to a signature fragrance that I have. This is the fragrance that, yeah, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't need to have a mood. I don't have to have a certain weather to wear it and to feel good about it. I wear it when I'm doing groceries and I feel good. I wear it when I'm going to like a party and I feel good. I don't really, especially because Erba Pura is such a well-known DNA. Sometimes, you know, when you're gonna go to a big event or something, you might feel like, oh, like I really want to leave an impression, so maybe I wouldn't wear Erba Pura, but it doesn't really faze me like that. There are some fragrances like Black Opium, for example, that even though I love, I probably wouldn't touch because of how well known they are, and wouldn't make them a signature fragrance unless I was intentionally wearing them, because I don't want to smell like someone's ex or someone, especially, you know, at a board meeting and you smell like someone's ex-wife or, oh no. But anyways, my point is, out of all those fragrances, this has stood the tale of time. I know it has so many iterations like Oriental Gold. I would love to hear your thoughts about that, and some other fragrances, but I'm like, would I ever need those? And it is so beast mode that, like, honestly, this is a 60 mil or 70 mil, and it's gonna take me a while to finish this. But best believe when I do finish this, I'm probably gonna get a 200 mil for there's just the image of that. But I do find 200 mils fragrances are so unrealistic to wear because, like, I just don't grab for them at all. They're almost like a time capsule for me, and so I probably will end up buying this again. So I'll have a 200 mil and I'll have a smaller bottle, and probably I'll carry around a smaller bottle, but this is definitely the closest thing that I have to a signature fragrance. Okay, another fragrance that I would say is probably a close take on what my signature fragrance could be has been this. And actually, this is a DNA that I absolutely love. So this is taking on from Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle, which is a fragrance I love. That is a fragrance that, like, I dream of having in my collection. But especially ever since I got this fragrance, now I'm not saying they're anywhere close in terms of, you know, like, this could scratch the same itch as that. I definitely don't think so, but it is so darn close. The only difference is that in the opening, this is a lot lighter. And I remember this video of someone leaving a review on whether French Portrait and Portrait of a Lady were close enough, and he said it was the cheaper and younger side chick that you went for over, you know, the wife who's well refined and, you know, you've grown with. And I really hated that comparison, but it is true. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they both have their strengths, and they really do the DNA really, really well, and they do it justice. In fact, on skin, when I wore them side to side, they almost became so hard to distinguish in the air. But, like, if you knew your fragrances, it's just that Portrait of a Lady just had that much more florals, and this was that much lighter. This, I feel like, is so much easier to wear, and you're gonna be less precious with it. And because of that, I've honestly found that this fragrance has honestly been my layering queen. Like, I wear this so much. You can layer it with anything. Like, I tell you, anything, it'll add a beautiful powdery rosy touch, and it doesn't have that denseness that'll take over, but it also is quite long performing. I don't want to say it's beast mode, but it performs really long. Actually, it's performing something like 8 hours. So honestly, I could easily layer it with every single one of these fragrances that I mentioned in here, and it would smell darn good. It will just add a beautiful, airy, rosy touch that I am obsessed with. So to me, this is definitely a repurchase worthy. Now, I do wonder if this DNA is gonna get done in the future in a much better way. I haven't seen a lot of people mention any fragrances that do a great rendition of Portrait of a Lady. They're always missing something. And yes, this fragrance is missing something, but it's so darn close. It's so darn close. So I think maybe I need to play around and test those fragrances and really see what I think about them. But to be honest, I haven't been pushed to do it because this is, this is scratching the itch. Now, I do feel I actually don't wear it as much as a solo fragrance anymore, ever since I found out that it is a beautiful layering combination. So I say it's the closest thing to a signature fragrance because I actually wear it a lot now, and I wear it with everything. So I feel like in a way it is a signature fragrance. It just amplifies and adds a me touch to anything that I do. The last fragrance I think that I have here is, no, the second last fragrance I have here is Rose Explosion. When I tell you, okay, I know I say I don't have any signature fragrances, but this could easily be a signature fragrance for me. The reason why it's not is because I love it so much. I love it so much, and I feel like I would only ever wear this. Like, this is honestly the only fragrance in my collection that I can easily say that I could wear this every day and never get tired. Like, never ever. And because of that, I really don't want to wear it. I don't want to wear it that often because I have a whole collection to make dents in and to get to know. But even more, I love it so much that I almost only want to wear it when I really want to wear it. Which is so counterproductive because enjoy your fragrances. I mean, why else do you have them? But that's just how I feel about it. It's beast mode, it's floral, it leaves an impression, the sillage is crazy, and it just makes me feel good. And honestly, a lot of people have said like, oh yeah, there's so many dupes of like Atomic Rose, and that DNA has been done so many times. But none of them have done what this does. And a lot of people even compare Atomic Rose, saying that it's quite close to Delina. And especially when you get inspirations, that becomes a lot more true. They're not the same, but when you get inspirations, they tend to really blur the lines between those fragrances and kind of take away what makes them unique from each other, because they are the same DNA, but really pushing on different elements and introducing new elements. But this one has done Atomic. This has done, Paulina was the person who introduced me to this, and this has done everything that she says it did. So yeah, I'm obsessed with it. I'm really obsessed with it. And then the last fragrance in my collection that is definitely repurchase worthy, and as you can see, it has a beautiful dent here, is Ebhar, Qasamat Ebhar. Now, I did lose the cap at some point, but oh my God, the way I love this fragrance, the only thing I hate about it is it doesn't last. So I tend to wear it to bed, or I tend to wear it at like really special, cozy events, especially it's my favorite fall fragrance. But this is definitely getting repurchased. I haven't seen anyone talk about a fragrance that's like this fragrance. If you do know one, please let me know, and performs better, let me know. I'm looking for it. But the bottle, what you're getting, look how brown the juice got. By the way, it wasn't this brown before, and this is why I love vanilla. This is a beautiful apple vanilla fragrance. Like, guys, honestly, this is a reminder to keep your fragrances, enjoy your fragrances, and honestly, to allow them to grow with you and to leave memories. I'm really interested in what are the fragrances that you have in your collection that you're saying, okay, like, no matter what, I'm repurchasing this. Actually, a fragrance that is not here, that is definitely repurchase for me is also Oud Gold. I've spoken about that fragrance for so long, and I have been looking for Fakama by Maison Asrar for me to try it out. I hear it's better blended, but the same longevity. But actually, at the end, Oud Gold was giving me something like 8 hours and a good sillage. So I'm kind of like, you know. If you know any other fragrances that do Oud Gold and that DNA, really, really well. I know there's Oriana dupes, but I really, really love the Love Don't Be Shy. It's the marshmallow for me every single time. And so I would love to hear your thoughts. What fragrance do you think would really scratch that itch for me, does that DNA really well, but has insane longevity and sillage? That's what I want to know. Now, let me know, do you have your own repurchase list? Do you have your own signature wear fragrances? I want to know also, how do you wear your fragrances? Are you a signature fragrance person, or do you mix up a lot? Or are you a layering queen? Is that how you make your signature smell? But until next time, let me know what you thought. Until next time, bye.